Thank you. Mm. Mm. Yes, good morning, good morning. I hope you can maybe see me, hear me. Hello, very welcome to be here, Jigong Yoon. Okay, so I have to wait so that everybody joins in, and I'm super excited to be here. I've been at the language show in person a few times, walking around totally amazed. As everybody else, I'm also one of those who are obsessed with languages. Good morning. Thank you for writing me messages so that I don't feel that alone. I like to do, conferences and stuff, especially in person, where I can see, your faces and stuff. And here is just me and the computer. Good morning. So, hope you had nice Saturday's breakfast. Mine is postponed because, I was a bit nervous for today. It's a very special day to present here. Kent, Liverpool. Nice, thank you. So I'll introduce myself when we start with presentation in, let's say, 1 minute or so. And oh, Maren, I can relate, dislike speaking just to the computer. Yeah, there is this green dot, which is kind of the only thing where I have to stare that I kind of am in focus with the camera and just hoping that you are there somewhere on the other side. Breaks is, hey, Alicante is here. Spain is here. I'm here in Epsom, beautiful Epsom. They're just, for those who live in England, Epsom, we have Derby, we have racing horses. For those who don't, it's virtually kind of southwest of London on the edge, where you already, get a chance to see a little of the forest and nature. I moved there from Streatham, which was, in London, and I moved here just a few months ago. So I'm kind of getting used on this new location of mine. But of course, I'm not originally from England. And, as linguist, you probably hear that immediately. Hallo, Switzerland, Schweiz, das ist schön. So it's so nice to see, also my language is joining in, Scotland, Hamburg. Yeah, so I think we should start. And then those who come late, come late. Feel free to, Hallo Österreich. I'm from there, partly. So let's go. I hope you can see my screen. Okay. So now let's start officially. 3, 2, 1. Breakfast at Tiffany, 4,000 hours of online language and tutoring experience. We are in November. It's 2021, and my name is Romana Suster. Some people call me Romy because it's easier that way. What are we going to do today? We are going to speak about my digital life, online teaching platforms, online teaching requirements, which is super important, Tiffany method, that's my diamond, or my story of success, maybe more on a personal level. Well, at least for me. And where do we go from here, where we are? 2021 November, we don't need to rehearse what happened, last year. Conclusion and Q&A. I just have to start my my alarm because I tend to speak too much. So let's say we have plus minus 40 minutes. Few things about me. My name is, as I said, Romana Suster. Originally, I come from Central Europe. That means Austria, Slovenia, around there, but I was born there. It's a beautiful part of the world, but my life and education was basically in Austria, And after that, my biggest, university was probably the whole planet. I used to live in 12 countries. I speak quite some languages, 7, I teach 5. Sometimes it's full-time job, sometimes not. I'm old. I am not old. I'm kind of experienced. I've been teaching for 21 years, and let's say I started this online show or business in 2013. My first job in my life was actually acting. I am trained, I used to be trained actress, but I also completed languages and art history. So that was long time ago. And meanwhile, I re-educated myself and entered more, this business world where languages really helped a lot, also education. And then I decided I had enough of everything and I wanted to do something good for the world, and got a job with South African government on, poverty elevation projects. And then I said, that's it for me. I'll do good stuff from now on. Unfortunately, this ended and I needed to come back, partly, because of political situation in South Africa and of course, changing governments and, then projects which are meant for, let's say, more sociable sector, they just get cut. It's very brutal, but it's like that. Then I came back with my partner. He's from here. And so this, London, UK became like kind of my new home. And it was just really bad because I said, no, I have to start from zero again. And I did that so many times and it was just, okay. So I thought, what are actually my strongest assets? So this is basically training, time management, and foreign languages. That's what my LinkedIn says. And it's actually true. This one is true. Not everything online is true, but this one actually goes with me. And so I had my first online lesson in 2013 in July. Oh my gosh, we were using Skype at the time. I think nobody else uses Skype at the moment. And my first client came, and that was Gary, a lorry driver from, I can't really speak much about stuff like that. It's personal. And he was lorry driver for a known food brand here in the UK. And he had this passion for German language because of, romantic situation. So we started to learn German. And what I learned, okay, from there, obviously it took on, and I will tell you how this developed. But what I really think in digital life, what really pays big attention, what really is crucial, it's also geolocation and its significance. Here in this world, that's Europe or around, we are really blessed with good internet connection. When I worked in South Africa on these projects, internet was a commodity. So we needed to install satellites. You have these banana plantations and everything, and then boom, satellite, because this is the only thing that you can get connected to the outer world. And of course, let's say, my diamond, it's Tiffany. Tiffany, it's diplomat and ambassador. She's at the moment, she's the UK ambassador to Slovenia. I mean, this was beautiful experience in my, teaching career so far. And I tell you why on the slide 18, I think. So starting from zero, what are your strongest assets? Just for you to think, it's good to know in general. Online teaching platforms. When I started in 2013, we had Skype, and I was applying for language schools because I like this one-to-one feeling, not one-to-one feeling, but human touch. And of course, I just got rejections and no. So I was super frustrated because I was kind of good at that, and nobody wanted me. It was just very, very bad. And then I figured out that here they are, more and more focusing on these online platforms. And then I started researching, I had big eyes, how will this work? It's not possible. And then I found Lingos. Lingos was, let's say, kind of startup, small platform. And you created your profile, and then somehow, clients came, or you were obviously not competing, but you were among many other colleagues, and then, depending on price and, your offering and stuff, you got these clients. I have to say I got quite a lot, but one thing which I should actually really say here, obviously totally unexperienced, just having, just learning from doing, basically, I didn't download all the reviews and all the data which I stored on this page. And as Lingo stopped existing, this was gone as well. So whatever you do, always record everything, screenshots, because you might need it, especially reviews, and if they are good. The second platform which I would like to mention, probably a lot of you will know it, is LearnLite. They are searching for teachers all the time, but they are more corporate. They are selling their courses mainly, to big corporations like, Siemens, massive companies, where they offer then languages for their employees. It's good, it's corporate. You might not get really rich from that, but it's really good for your experience. And then the third one, which I kind of like, it's more local one. This is Commercial Language Training. They are, I think, from Manchester, and they also offer, courses for all, for everybody. But again, mainly focusing maybe on, commercial side. That means, they will be in a lot of, kind of big companies here in London and stuff. So this was more one-to-one training in person, but obviously they changed to online as well. The beauty of, let's say, privately owned and smaller companies is that they are more human. They're more engaging. You have this feeling that you belong somewhere. Whereas, huge platforms, yeah, computer is your friend. You have your team leader, but computer is still your best friend there. And you don't have this exchange with colleagues, which is for me also important. Okay, so this is now about teaching. I also teach at university. I do at CIS at UCL. And CIS is School for Slavonic and Eastern European Languages. I teach Slovenian there, which is, of course, one of my, languages which I kind of really appreciate. It's small, but it's good. Important thing, build your reputation on and off the platform. As I said, download everything, especially if your reviews are good, because once this is gone, you won't get it back. And always think about it. It's return on investment. If you purchase great digital equipment and everything, and then you get a job where you get paid maybe £5 or less, this is worth it. It's not. But we will speak about that a bit later. And the last one, again, my big mistake, I didn't take care of my health. So I was totally obsessing with this teaching 10 hours, in a row, breaks, none, drinking water, 0. And then I lost my voice, like lost it, it was gone. And that was so scary, because you suddenly realize I can't even call a doctor. I needed to ask, my partner to call a doctor to get me an appointment. And then it comes, gee, if this goes like that, how will I be able to work? So really health should be regarded. Maybe it should be actually number one, but keep it in your mind. Online teaching requirements, the basics. I think a lot of you are teaching online. I'm kind of 100% sure you are. Internet connection. I don't know if you do that, but when I start teaching, I actually require a broadband test. Often, we are all nice as people, but sometimes people can be also a little bit like that, and they will start complaining about the service, including the internet. So if you establish from the beginning, that broad test or speed test, if you want, or internet test or whatever, if you get this result, just to make sure to make them aware, okay, teaching is one side of the service, but, internet and technology, this is the other side. And we both are responsible for that. Then obviously we have to be prepared technically, and obviously teaching materials, this is no discussion. I would just like to say, if we are now in this techno world, we really have to know the platforms in and out. Often the platforms will have different, interface for you as a teacher and different interface for your client as a student. So we have to know both, because believe me, oh my gosh, it will get stuck. It will be, this is not working, frustration with the grammar, frustration with the computer, boo, bad reputation, bad review. Oh, so we have to be prepared. Administration, very important, clear financial model. I didn't have it in 2013. I was so happy I was getting these clients and everything. And I thought, yeah, this will be now some money. And then, oh, I can't do it. I have to work. I'm sick. And, a 10-week course was then kind of 40-week course. And, obviously I have to learn from life. I can't think in advance, but I'm telling you, if you are kind of into that, make sure if we have 10 lessons, these 10 lessons need to happen in, 10 weeks. Cancellation policy, sometimes they have it 48 hours before the class and sometimes 24 hours before the class. Okay, 24, it's more human than 48, but not too often. GDPR legislation, super important. Be careful what you do with the data, because I don't know if you had the chance to learn about GDPR, this personal data regulation, general data protection regulation legislation. You can pay a lot if you get it wrong. So make sure that, or you get some confirmation that you can use and send certain materials to your clients and stuff, just to protect yourself. Backup policy, if everything fails, what do you have? Do you have your phone? Do you have separate computer? Do you have separate router? That kind of things. I have, 3 computers, but if internet is off, well, it's off. But then I have my phone, which is my, kind of really best friend among others. And know your client. That one I learned also a bit later, is you teach and you don't think much. And then I had one client who was all the time unhappy and kind of shouty and so on. I thought, why are you, I didn't say that, but I thought, why is this person in my course? And after 3 quarters were passed, and then I got information, I'm sorry, I really can't hear well, so I have to speak louder, and this technology is not good for me. This will happen mainly with older generations, and we all understand it, but it's just good to be aware before you start, to obviously you won't ask directly what's wrong with you. Is it something wrong with you? No. Gently, just to find out if there are some issues, or could be. Compare the platforms. Let me just check. Okay, 26 minutes. I won't go there, but I prepared. Well, I found a webpage where you have all the webinar platform software listed. So this is from Zoom, this is On24, obviously Teams and all those, and there are about 35. I will share the presentation later on my website, so you can check it there and download, or Blue Jeans and stuff like that, Google Apps. It's incredible how this side of industry developed. Now you have, each platform is the best, each platform is, has 10,000 great options which others don't. It's hard to know. And what I like to do, my main job is, the job which pays, let's say, with money, it's in marketing. So I don't know if you heard of Magic Quadrant. That's by Gartner. Gartner is, it's a marketing company which actually analyzes, researches, the companies, especially in this technology world, and lists them. So if we check Magic Quadrant for unified communications as a service worldwide, and that's really good because I had similar presentation in March, and here we had data from November 2022, and you can see, okay, Zoom is here as example. And this is the new one from August 2021. Zoom grew a little bit, and then you'll say, oh, why? I was thinking, gee, everybody uses Zoom. What's Microsoft doing there? And then, okay, of course, it's unified communications as a service, not just a platform. Apropos Microsoft, I don't know how you feel with Teams, but with my experience, Teams are a disaster for language courses, which I have. Lot of tears, lots of complications, so we are kind of Zoom fans. But just a few words about this magic quadrant. I also, put the link here so you can read exactly what it means. Quadrant, a square. You want to be, if you want to be anywhere, you want to be top right, because this is kind of leaders, they are the best ones. Then you have below visionaries, so probably the future, niche players who are around, and challengers. These ones will probably go here, maybe, if they continue developing. So you have Google here as a challenger. Google is strong because it has free applications. Ring Central, it's okay, but that's more, obviously for corporations and stuff, because you have, dialing for phone calls, you have documents and all that stuff. But this is another magic quadrant, and this is, just for meeting solutions. And here, obviously, I mean, it's not a surprise that Zoom is here, because obviously everybody likes it, or at least knows it and uses it. It's the right word. And yeah, and this one, the blue jeans, is the one which I'd like to try, but I don't want to, because everybody uses Zoom and it would be too difficult to change. Just example, from Teams, no need to explain further. That one, if you, let's say, I don't know, but if any one of you works for corporation, or maybe you are, or you have really over 1,000 clients and stuff, or you're into conferencing, I would really suggest On24. On24, it's a really good platform, because you can do webinars and you can do them interactively. The only problem is that you can't have one-to-one communication like that. But if you have recordings, and let's say you have a recording and then you want to share your assets is, I don't know, PDFs or something, or you want to link the platform to another page or things like that, On24, it's really good. So let's say if I would have a company and I would have over 1,000 clients, then probably I would consider using that for sure. Oh, this is the one which I want to try, blue jeans. Just, insider talk, HR, Facebook HR is using that. So it must be good, I guess. But it's really cute. Yeah, same price, plus minus as on Zoom. They say it's a bit more pricey, but I like the name and I like the platform. And you also have it in different languages, obviously, just 4 ones at the moment. So if we go, we have 20 minutes left. Which digital platform is the best? The one your clients feel comfortable with and it's easy to use. Go with the flow. Yeah, I really like blue jeans, but if I put it now into my training, oh my gosh, we will spend 3 weeks getting used on it. And again, it will be just too much with everything. So I think from my experience, Zoom works the best. Everybody knows it. Nobody is afraid of it. It's another one. And we are nicely following the flow. Often you will hear, don't take on badly paid jobs, value yourself and your profession. Yes, I agree. But what if I am new at it, broke and hungry? Then I can value myself as much as I can, but I'll take probably any job that will come into my direction. And this would be my advice. If you're new, take whatever comes, test it. Obviously you get paid something, but you will learn, you will test it for yourself, and always work on your right return on investment and reputation. So, I mean, I started like that. I mean, then comes time when you think, gee, I work half an hour, I can go to Starbucks to have a cup of coffee and croissant, and that's it. So then it comes time when you start thinking, yeah, maybe I should upgrade a little bit. Just a quick, if anyone is new here, probably you are not, because you teach online, I guess. But if you are, futurelearn.com, it's beautiful. I mean, beautiful, insight maybe into digital learning toolkit, resources for successful online teaching. It's also good for those who have more experience, because what you will learn, I think there were virtually university professors talking about it, explaining their experience, but what was this course really, really good for was the vocabulary, industry vocabulary. Suddenly you have, learning designer. When I first saw the word learning designer, I thought, that's probably the one who illustrates, the books and web pages with, these funny creatures. I'm saying this is my mother, this is my father, and then we have something. Then I figured out, no, Romana, a learning designer is actually the one who writes curriculum. In my time, I come from the chalk and blackboard time. We called it just learning curriculum. But now you are a learning designer, and I'm using that in my titles. I really like it. I'm not good at designing, but I'm a good learning designer. Or you have another one, which I also found interesting, kids, education innovator. That means I respect these titles and we have to develop, but just always stay real. What is education inventor? Well, the one who create events, the program and the course and everything. Then learning designer comes in and so on. So if you are slightly if you're young, you know that. But if you are my generation or plus, we were just, oh my gosh, what's that? But we have to learn if we want to stay in business. It's really easy. Interesting thing was, because the thing was, what are the biggest challenges in online teaching? And it's keeping students interested and engaged. 53% of our colleagues are of this opinion. I would join this group. And accessibility and access for everyone. And this is the thing where geolocation plays a role. What about the future? I just wrote down a few words. Developed world versus emerging world, local versus global, smartphones, Facebook, WhatsApp, Duolingo, hybrid, chalk is dead, artificial intelligence, humans versus tech. So if we would have a brainstorming session, probably this would be my input. I would consider myself really lucky, because I had chance to live in 12 different locations across the globe and see how sometimes life is different in other places. And I call developed world the world where we live in. We have everything. We don't really need to worry if there will be, drinking water tomorrow, or how long will I have to walk to get this water. Versus emerging world, these are, all this, my South African villages, and banana plantations with satellites, if you want. The thing is, one of the things which totally marked me, first time when I went to Africa in general was South Africa. I landed in Joburg. Oh, it's amazing feeling, you feel the heat, you feel, oh, this is a different continent. And then we drove in this, Northern Cape near Kalahari Desert, and then you see how people live. And it's beautiful, but what shocked me was that they didn't have a toilet, but they all had a smartphone. And this was 2011 to 2013. That was my time down there. And Facebook, they had Facebook. And it was just, woof. And a lot of things like that. So you learn. I didn't have a clue it's like that. I had some imagination. And then you are faced with real life. And then you realize, oh my gosh, smartphone is probably the future. Local versus global. For example, here in the UK, you probably won't work for £3, but somebody in other place, somewhere else in the world will. So if you have all these platforms offering, great training and everything, of course they will go with the cheapest one. So you have to think a little bit, how will I position myself? So let's say if I charge for an hour, 20, 30 plus, pounds, and somebody will do the same job for £3. What is this all about, And often big corporations favor this kind of model, and the quality, of course, it's not that good, but That's how it is. Smartphones are the future, 100% sure. I'll show you why. WhatsApp, Facebook, WhatsApp, definitely, because you can reach everyone. When I still have contact with my South African, attendees or students, let's say, and we use Facebook, we use Messenger, because that's the cheapest for us. I mean, for them for sure. Duolingo, I like Duolingo. I like it because it's funny, very childish, very popular. It's interesting model to observe. At university in Austria in 1999, oh my gosh, Duolingo, they would slap me and send me in kindergarten. We had to present other things. Today, this is different. I'll tell you a few things about hybrids. Shock is dead. And then in IKEA, they sell it for £3 for decorations and stuff. Artificial intelligence is something that we should pay attention to. Humans versus tech. I think it's not, it shouldn't be humans versus tech. I would say humans hand in hand with technology. Because I really think, yes, we have to embrace technology, but we definitely have to keep this humanity in it. It won't work. Then, before I go to trends, I would like to show with you, okay, 12 minutes left, examples from real life. At university, we get normally the feedback, how was the course and stuff. And as we all know, 2020, big change came, we all went online. So look at that. They were asked, how many, would you like face-to-face classes? Yes. Online classes? Yes, no. I know exactly who said yes and who no. I had few students who joined the classes from really far away, so they would have to travel at least 2 hours. If you're fully employed, 2 hours, once per week, one direction, other directions, probably no. Younger people definitely said yes to online classes, but older generations said definitely no. I know that. And face-to-face and online classes simultaneously, no. But just no. And I would actually agree. I don't know how we would do that, but okay. Other thing where I say I want to do it, if I can't get Starbucks coffee and a cake for it, I won't touch it. Okay, I said this now. If I would, maybe 20 years ago, I would say something else. But I got a German audio recording. We have a German audio recording for, okay, plus minus 600 short sentences, paying 25 euros. Really? No. But it's a Chinese company, don't know, recording these sentences. They ask anyone. The quality, I don't think, will be good, if I'm really honest. I shouldn't share that, but I just want, if I talk about something, I really would like, to be as transparent, as honest as I'm maybe with my family, because I think this is helpful. Pretending doesn't really help anyone. Other thing which I wanted to tell you about this messenger, it's, as you can see, this is a little girl who I met in South Africa, and at the time she was super tiny. She was maybe very cute, 6 years old, and I love kids and stuff, so I kept sending them, cards and things like that. And somehow we stayed in touch. And this day, she's already a teenager. This is so touching. She asks me to help her with her homework. And you would say, well, you should, encourage her, make her work herself. But I know how she lives. Her father died when she was young. The father was the only provider. Kids, there were about 7 kids. Drinking water a kilometer away, toilet, not really, school, 20 minutes away, walking in, kind of, I don't know how the school was developed or not, I've never been there. And then, she sends me her tasks, and virtually I help her writing. So this was an interview with Naledi Melamo, and I was just, who is Naledi Melamo? I mean, I never heard of this person. I asked her, and she says, well, I don't know her. And it's just, oh my goodness, let's ask Mr. Google. And Mr. Google didn't know either. I figured out to help her with the homework. I wrote it for her. But it just shows you how this technology is affecting everybody, even those who don't, I mean, they don't have internet at home, they don't even have computer. How will she find that out? Okay, she will write me, and for some strange reason, life connected us like that. And then I get this, you know, she calls me mom. I don't know which one, but it feels really good. If I don't help, she doesn't make homework. She'll get bad grades. Bad grades will lead to all sorts of issues. And there are 1 million issues down there. Anyway, now we go. About the future, what's the future? I took this report from MuleSoft. It's a company obviously dealing with technologies, APIs, just IT stuff. And I like their report because they are predicting trends for 2022. And 3, which I think will affect us as teachers maybe, it's the future of work will be built on connected hybrid experiences. Listen to this language, will be. At the moment, we don't really know how this hybrid experience should look like. But obviously, this will be 2022 to find out what's hybrid. Because a hybrid can be anything. You know, sometimes, okay, we'll have three sessions online, one in Amsterdam, because that's kind of where this, you know, conferences happen most of the time live, and then whoever can come, great, and whoever doesn't, it's hybrid for some in marketing companies. But what is ideal hybrid format for you? For me, I don't know yet. I haven't found one. So, and then, okay, other trends, the other one, which is really important for me, security by default is a must-have. And oh my gosh, be like super careful with anything to do with security. And GDPR, I will include in that as well, regarding you know, your online businesses. It's worth spending a bit of extra money just to be sure, because I mean, what's happening, you know, on the other side with hacking and stuff and taking advantage of each other, it's ugly. So security, important. And the last one, which for me it's kind of important, it's the rise of hybrid distributed ecosystems adds complexity. If we speak about, you know, ecosystem, what do we actually mean? And that's basically an environment. It's an environment in which we live. So how they will connect, you know, this distributed ecosystem adds, I don't know. But let's just say, for example, I am in my ecosystem would be here. This is this beautiful room in Epsom, or maybe, and the other part of me would be maybe if I go to the office, this would be my other ecosystem, and the third one if I go to university as a, you know, like one-to-one human being. So how would I then, you know, combine all those ecosystems? I don't know yet. So I think this will be a challenge for a lot of us in 2022. Real life examples. Oh, a last real life example. It's education and technology. I believe in that. On Monday, I went to the doctors, you know, blood test, nothing special. I was waiting there, and there was a social worker. Okay, 5 minutes I have. There was a social worker, and she had, you know, 5 young boys from Afghanistan and Iran. And that's super interesting for me, because I'm, you know, interested in all that kind of stuff to do with migration, legal migration, whatever, all that. And we started to chat, and these boys were 17 years old or something like that. They came, obviously, you know, somehow here, and she was responsible for actually 20 of them. And then the one thing which she did with them was actually to health check them, which is normal. And we spoke a bit about how difficult it is, that some of them can't speak English, some of them can't read, but every single one of them has a phone. So the phone is the future for everyone. Like, you know, the girl in South Africa, and those, and myself, and probably you, we all have phone. So that's our thing. So now, how will you educate somebody who comes here, has a phone, doesn't understand you, and can't read? How? But you have to, because if you care, you have to. Today they are 17 years old. In 10 years, they will be 27. So how do you do that? It's an open question. And here is my diamond. This is my Tiffany. This is, for example, this could be an example of hybrid. Tiffany method from 81. I met Tiffany, this was when, I think end of 2019, I got this offer. Do you want to teach ambassador? She needs to learn Slovenian, which is Slavic language, which is difficult. In a year, she needs to be kind of able to present on telly and stuff. And I was just really, but I was bored. So I like challenge, and I said, yeah, I'll do that. And obviously we had sessions 5 days a week, 3 hours one-to-one person, one-to-one tuition, 4 hours she needed to learn alone. We were 2 teachers. I was the main one, I was pushing one, but one they needed to be, just for fun and, to learn how to love the language. She had 8 weeks per each level. And the focus was obviously, contact with the country, focus, immersion. I even invited my mother to one session and she can chat with her, just to get this feeling how these people are. She also joined some, group lessons, which I had. And it was beautiful, how this developed. Okay, one-to-one, and then it went, to breakfasts. And I was so proud of her when she passed this C1 and she went there to Slovenia. People love her. She interacts. I'm just crying here. That's my diamond. That's my pride. That's my everything at the moment. And, drinking Costa coffee at the Foreign Office, this makes you feel good. You shouldn't do it, but it makes you feel good. Look at her. This is she is, she writes here, opravljeno, erledigt, done. And so what would I say? Tiffany method is a 9-month online method to ensure a diplomat or executive is capable of representing their country or company abroad, smooth integration into new society culture. It's like super essential. Here I would say, what will you do with this boy? 17 years old, comes from God knows where, doesn't speak, doesn't read. They need to integrate. Well, they won't get these services, this lady, but we should think about it a little bit, or what to do. The acceptance by the local community, which is without a worse integration. And now, conclusion, let me just check quickly, 2 minutes and a half. Embrace technology, but keep humanity. I wish this would be my slogan, but it's not. It's from a big corporation, Koch, or Koch. Actually should be Koch. And they are really working very hard on market-based management, which means it doesn't matter who you are, how you are, you have abilities, capabilities. Technology is, it's here, it won't stop. So embrace it, but be human. So maybe you are, I don't know, 60 years old, you still, are part of it. Because often I see that ageism, it's bad. So they say, oh, 60 years old, oh, no good, not good anymore. No, it's not true. There is space for everybody. And then my message to you, to all educators, try not to put yourself last if possible. That's my big issue. I had this, we have great ideas, what we'll do and everything. Had great ideas in March, which was supposed to be done by now. They're just drafts, which is a lot. So another one for 2022, try not to put yourself last if possible. And yes, that's pretty much everything what I had to share today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found out something or heard something interesting. Do you want to keep in touch? If so, please send me an email. My website needs to be, improved. I see that's this one. Try not to put yourself last if possible. But I stopped sharing now. For me, it's really, really important to share. I don't see us as competitors. I really see us as kind of big family, because education, oh my gosh, is so badly needed in the world, and especially now, with emerging technology, all these differences, global world. I think as an educator, you are really, really needed. So what do I have here? Oh my gosh, it's 5 seconds. Yes, yes, yes. Your bottle is full. Then you fill others. Ah, alarm! It's over. Oh, thank you. Let's connect. Let's connect. I'll just put my email here, and then if anyone would like to meet or something, we can have a Zoom chat and see our faces and then exchange ideas, because I think that will be really great. So I don't know what to do now. Just stop, or maybe Jonathan, help me.
Good, Romana, that's absolutely fine. If you're over, I will press the end button and just say your goodbyes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It was beautiful. Think of yourself. Let's connect.
Okay, Romana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.